500 years before Columbus, they were already here, and history almost forgot. Come with me.
Our history and the universe connecting human future. Vikings in America. 500 years before Christopher Columbus was even born, a group of warriors, farmers, and explorers had already stood on American soil. They built houses here. They cut down trees here. They had children here. And then they left. And history almost forgot they ever came. This is the true story of the Vikings in America. The discovery the textbooks got wrong. For centuries, we were taught a simple story. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue and discovered a new world. But the Vikings beat him to it. Not by 10 years, not by 100, by nearly 500 years. And unlike most ancient mysteries, this one isn't just legend or theory. It's proven, excavated, carbon dated, sitting quietly on the coast of Canada, where archaeologists still visit today. Our story starts not in America, but in Iceland, around the year 980 AD. A hot-tempered Norwegian named Erik Thorvaldsson, known to history as Erik the Red, was exiled from Iceland for manslaughter. Twice. With nowhere left to go, Erik sailed west into open, unmapped ocean. What he found was a massive ice-covered land. In one of history's earliest and boldest marketing moves, Erik named this frozen wasteland Greenland, because, as the old sagas put it, people would be more likely to move there if it had a good name. It worked. Erik returned to Iceland, recruited settlers, and founded the first Norse colony in Greenland. Now here's where the story turns toward America. Around the year 1000 AD, Erik's son, Leif Erikson, set out on a voyage west of Greenland. Some accounts say he was blown off course. Others say he was chasing rumors of land seen by a merchant named Bjarni Herjolfsson years earlier. Either way, Leif and his crew sailed further west than any European was known to have gone, and they found land. Real, forested, fertile land. Nothing like the ice of Greenland. The Norse sagas describe three regions: Helluland, a place of flat stones; Markland, a land of forests; and finally Vinland, the land of wild grapes. Vinland is the one that changed everything. For nearly 1,000 years, Vinland was treated as legend, a myth. Some scholars believe the Norse sagas were just tall tales embellished around a fire. Then in 1960, everything changed. A Norwegian explorer and his archaeologist wife, Helge and Anne Stein Ingstad, went searching for Vinland based on the old sagas and local knowledge in Newfoundland, Canada. A local fisherman led them to a set of grass-covered mounds near a small settlement called Meadows. What they uncovered stunned the world. Beneath the earth were the remains of Norse buildings. Timber-framed halls built in the exact style used in Iceland and Greenland 1,000 years earlier. A blacksmith's forge, the earliest known ironworking site in the Americas. Iron ship rivets, a bronze cloak pin, a spindle whorl used for spinning wool. A clear sign that women, not just warriors, had made this journey too. Carbon dating placed the site at almost exactly 1000 AD. The legend was real. The Vikings had reached North America. But Meadows wasn't a city. It wasn't even really a permanent town. Most archaeologists believe it was a base camp, a staging point used for repairing ships and launching further expeditions south, deeper into the continent, toward the warmer grape-rich lands the sagas called Vinland. Where exactly Vinland was is still debated. Some point toward the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Others believe the Norse pushed as far south as New Brunswick, or even further along the New England coastline. So why didn't this discovery change history the way Columbus's did? The sagas themselves give us the answer. And it isn't a peaceful one. The Norse called the native people they encountered Skrellings. Early interactions were cautious, even friendly, involving trade. But conflict broke out. The sagas describe violent clashes, and the Norse, vastly outnumbered, far from home, with no reinforcements coming, made a decision that changed the fate of two continents. They left. No large-scale colonization followed, No armies, no permanent Norse America. Just a quiet withdrawal back to Greenland and eventually back to Europe. For 500 years, the door to the Americas had been open and closed again. It would take another 5 centuries, a different nation, and a different set of ambitions before Europe returned to stay. But the proof remains, frozen into the ground of Newfoundland. A forge, a pin, a spindle whorl. Silent evidence that the first Europeans to set foot in America weren't conquistadors in golden armor. They were Vikings, farmers and warriors from the edge of the known world, standing on a beach in Canada, staring at a land that history hadn't caught up to yet. And for 500 years, nobody knew. ND